What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Happy Tuesday. It's October 26th, 3:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Markets are about to close here in 30 minutes. Going off of the title of this stream today, Day Trading Bloodbath. That's the words today. It was a bloodbath this morning, but if you were to patiently sit around and wait, that is our job as traders. We patiently wait for those easy money opportunities. There were a few good plays today. HUDI, we've been watching this stock for the last week and a half, 2 weeks, I think. Unbelievable opportunity on HUDI as this is still pushing. Today it ran from $16, running up now currently and hitting a new high up here at $21. It's a $5 move to the upside. So if this keeps pushing up and it blows up over this 21, watch for this to start popping up on the momentum scanner. It's already on the biggest percentage gainers right here. It'll just slowly creep and make its way up. And we try to teach here, you guys want to see the setups before they happen. So let's break down real quickly everything that has happened. Now, yesterday I did a recap video. It totally slipped my mind and I didn't even show you guys my P&L for that day. We can go back to Monday right here. Monday, I closed out green on the day, up $1,200. I traded HX. I was trying to take a swing trade on HX. My size was too big on it, and I cut it. And then later on, it wanted to get up and running. I took a $3,000 loss on HX. But then I was able to come back. HUDI made $1,500. Then I traded BKKT, made $1,500. And then I traded BE and made $1,600. So after that, I was done. I did the recap and I wrapped it up, called it a day. Going into today, I traded two stocks, HUDI and WBX were the two stocks that I traded. HUDI made $2,200 trading this. And then I traded WBX and made $250 total on the day. I'm up $2,500. So it's only Tuesday and I'm already up what? 3,500, about almost 4,000 in just 2 days. There is opportunity out here. There is. WBX, that one started to get up and going after it just got demolished this morning. So let's talk about that and break it down. And as I try to teach you guys always, whenever you're up in profit, doesn't matter what time of day it is. I don't care if it's the first 5 minutes out of that open, 10 minutes, half an hour out of that open. If you're up in profit, secure that bag. Secure the bag. Small gains, base hits add up over time. No one trade is going to make you rich. So I'm going to secure the bag on that. Lock that in. Monday, Tuesday's in the books. So let's talk about everything that was popping this morning. We all know everybody is super excited on the recent big moves that have just previously happened with DWAC going on an epic run from 10 up to $175. PHUN running from under $1 up to $25. HX had a recent huge run on it. And what was that one? BKKT went on an insane run yesterday from 11 running all the way up to almost $60 after hours. When we made the recap video yesterday on BKKT, I said chances are BKKT, it's not going to gap up. It's just too obvious. They're not going to do that. So everybody was thinking with DWAC how it had its first big day right here. And then the next day it had a parabolic gap up. Everybody was thinking the same thing was going to happen with BKKT. It had an epic first green day here. It ran after hours. Everybody jumps in, tries to swing it overnight for that parabolic gap up. And we said, it's just too obvious. It's not going to happen. We know 90% or more of people fail and lose money in the stock market. When things are a bit too obvious, chances are it's not going to happen. You always want to try to be first to the party. BKKT gaps down this morning, opens up here at $38 and slams down to $28, and it's just been getting drilled down. But there still is opportunity on BKKT. This is where us as day traders, we patiently sit, we wait for that opportunity. We know that this stock was recently in play and everybody had their eyes on it, right? It's been pulling back nonstop from $60 all the way down here to $22, just getting drilled down. Now it's starting to level out. See that? Leveling out at 22, 25 area. And from this, we could get a nice rip to 30, 35, 40, 45. Who knows how far this thing could bounce, but this is a play that we have seen time and time and time again. And this is where we thrive as traders. Patiently waiting, keeping this stock on tabs, letting it set up. A familiar picture that we've seen over and over and over again. And we go off of our memory. We've seen it happen before. And watch. BKKT, I would like for it to close as is right now. And then tomorrow, get a nice rip right out of the open. So this morning, we had RDBX gapping up. Remember the environment we're in right now. Everybody is super excited. FOMO is everywhere. Everybody's chasing after everything. RDBX is gapping up. Gets one quick rip right out of the open. Right here from $20 rips all the way up to $27. Then after that, just completely crumbles, falls apart. From 28 gets drilled all the way down to under $13. That's a steep pullback. But by patiently waiting from 13, this had a good rip up to 17. 17, almost $18 just about. So that's a nice $4 per share run right here. And all you really had to do, let me get my marker out. Draw a line on this, connecting all of the lower highs on it. As soon as it pushes up over, and then you wait for that first pullback, it broke its downtrend. Now it's going to start working to go into an uptrend, potentially. RDBX, good bounce right here. This is where these are the types of plays that I thrive off of. I love to trade bounce plays. They're just, to me, it's easy money opportunity. It really is. So RDBX, and then we had WBX. These two were moving in sympathy of each other. WBX gets a nice explosion from 15 up to $38 a share. That's a huge explosion right there. That's what attracts volume. People get excited. They want to get in on it. They look at all the opportunity that spike just gave. Because instantly, when people see something like this, what do you instantly say to yourself? Wow, from $15 to $36, that's a $20 per share rip right there. Man, I could have made a lot of money if I was in on that. And that's where unrealistic expectations start to come in, and people assume stocks are just going to keep going up and up and up and up. So they get caught up in the moment, they get suckered into the trap, and this stock, it came all the way back down to where it spiked from. And pretty much levels out, just like what we've talked about. Levels out here at 1450 and gets a nice bounce up here at 19. So from 15 to 19, that's another $4 bounce right here. Right there. Nice little $4 bounce. It's all about how you look at these charts, you guys. Everybody's going to see opportunity in different places. Everybody. So good move on WBX. I know a lot of people got wrecked this morning. I know they did, because everything pretty much failed. At one point in the day, I seen my new highs and new lows scanner. 91% of stocks were making new lows, and only like 8% was making new highs. I posted it here earlier in the Discord in Tuesday here. This was way earlier. But I also kept talking about HUDI as well. So this morning, 91% of stocks, or this afternoon, 91% of stocks were making new lows on the day. And then here today at just after noon, HUDI, every single day that stock has been green. Let's go back here and see what we got here. HUDI still has not gone euphoric yet. Think I'm going to focus on HUDI. I said that at 1240. So let's pull back up HUDI. And as this is pushing up to 2150. So at 1240 here, about right here is where I kept calling out and talking about HUDI. And all you got to do, zoom out on this chart. Zoom out on it. Look left. What's the personality of this stock? Every single day, this stock has ripped. Every single day. Here, ripping from 10 to 1150. Here, from 11 rips up to 1450. That's a $3 rip right there. Here, it rips from 13 to 16. That's a $3 rip. So let me get my marker. So every single day, so here it rips $3. Here it rips $4. Here it rips $4. This day right here, it ripped from $14.50 to $23.50. So about $9 it ripped up. So $9 there. Today, this morning, from $15.50 rips up to $21.50. So that's a $6 rip right there. $6. So every single day, this stock is ripping multiple dollars to the upside. You could have just traded this one stock the last week and just sell into the rip to the upside. And that's a total 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. That's $26 to the upside in rips on every one of these days here. And this stock is still going as it's pushing up to 21.50. Looking here at the 10-minute time frame, look at how long this stock has been trending up. As this stock keeps trending up and trending up, more people start to focus on it. It's a low float stock. We've seen a lot of similar setups like this. Stocks like recently HX. You guys all remember HX, right? This was trending up for the longest time, and then it finally got that euphoric explosion, and from $10, this thing ripped all the way up to a high of like $25. That's a $15 run to the upside. Then we also seen ATER go on an epic run to the upside, just gradually trending up, trending up, trending up, and then boom, exploding. Thoughts on IRNT? See, look at that nice pop this morning on IRNT. IRNT, it's still trying to gear up. It's got to really break up through $12. That's going to be the big level. $12. If it can break up through 12 and then $13, it's got 2 trigger points. If it can break up through 12 and 13, that's when this thing can start skipping and ripping to the upside. If this stock got beat down like a redheaded stepchild from 27 all the way down here to $10, that's a $17 downfall. So it's been heating up recently. A few shorts have been covering on this with the pops here on it, but nothing out of hand and crazy yet. So our job, just keep tabs on this stock, set a few alerts, set an alert at 11, 12, 13, and if those alerts trigger, you know what we do here. We re-pull it back up and we reevaluate the situation. One of the top movers today, IINN, running from $2.50 up to a high now of $8.50. This was the one that really took off today because everything failed this morning. Everything. All this volume. Look at, there was nothing going on this stock in the morning. Everybody seeing everything fail across the board. So everybody waits for that one stock to pop off and go. And when that one stock starts to pop off, everybody gravitates to it because everybody wants to trade. Stock from 220 rips all the way up to 5. Then it pulls back and it comes all the way back and just squeezes the life out of shorts and just keeps exploding up. And look at all this volume come into it. So it goes from not having any volume on the day, right? There's none. There's no volume going on at all today, to all of this volume at the end of the day. See how quickly things can change? And you got to adapt. Try to think ahead. We've seen everything fail this morning. Traders want to trade. And HUD, oh, that one's even exploding too. HUDI is pushing up to 22 now. What was that one? Look at SABS. This is a new IPO. Opened over here, held 750. Now it's running up to 10. We've been seeing a lot of newer IPOs pop up. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, Roy. That's fire. Aba, you're on the right track. That's looking good. I'm going to add SABS to my list. There was also another stock here that was exploding. This one right here. From $1.60 explodes all the way up to over $3 a share. Nice boom boom on it. So we also had BE. This was a good performer today. Yesterday, BE slowly squeezed up, and we were just talking about this. It was easy to borrow on Thinkorswim. And this is where it kind of pays to have multiple brokers open. So a stock that's easy to borrow, which BE was yesterday at TD Ameritrade and Thinkorswim. A stock that's easy to borrow, we know 90% of people lose and fail. If something's easy to borrow, everybody's just going to assume it's up too much and they'll short it. And they slowly squeeze this thing up and up and up and up and up. And then today we got a nice little continuation. And this thing went from 27 to 29. So a nice $2 move this morning, the first hour of the day. See, now look at, guys. HUDI is now popping up on the momentum scanner right there. That's where it pays to see it before it happens. I was eyeballing and talking about HUDI before anybody else. I was talking about it all right here when it was at $18, $17. Now it's hitting over 22. So you want to train your eyes to see these setups before they happen. Traders attack. Traders all have their stock scanners and screeners set up to pick up stocks hitting new high of day. So learn these moves. Go back, look left, break it down. How did the stock get from here to up here? Amazing opportunity. $16 a share up to $23 a share. That's a $7 move to the upside. And HUDI, it still has not gone euphoric yet. It still has not gone euphoric. What I mean by euphoric, if you go back and look at DWAC. And this is just human nature at its best. It happens over and over. Euphoric moves. When stocks trend for so long and they just keep trending up and up and up and up and up and up, and you just have all this insane volume pumping into it, eventually a stock's going to get that last kaboom and the euphoric run to the upside. That's why DWAC had such a parabolic gap up and exploded the way it did the next day out of the open. The excitement and everything got to be so much, it just simply exploded. People overly exhausted the stock. So anybody out there that says the stock market is a scam, day trading is a scam, they're full of it. They are. Day in and day out, and many people watching this, and you guys tune in to my recaps, like Louie, Sully, a few of you guys, we consistently show up every day and make money. It's just people overcomplicate things. And when new people come into this, they just have that, I want to make money now. It took me 2.5 years of losing nonstop to get to my level. And still, even 6 years into this, I'm still learning and growing. It's a never-ending process. So you got to sacrifice not making money your first 2 years to educate yourself, see these moves happen day in and day out, go through all of the struggles, the lessons. Anytime you take a loss, consider it tuition. That's all you're paying for is your tuition. So what happens, people come into this with unrealistic expectations. They think they're going to make a lot of money fast. They quickly fail. They see how hard it is, and then they just give up. And then now they have that belief implanted in them that this is too hard. It's a scam. It's impossible. If I can't do it, I don't see how these guys can do it. Well, it's like, well, dude, how long did you actually try? Well, I gave it 100%, I would say, like a couple months. Like, that's not long enough, dude. Even Bruce Lee himself said to become a master at something, you have to put over 10,000 hours into that one subject to become a master at it. So people revert to swing trading instead. They think swinging is a lot easier, which swing trading is a lot easier than day trading. It is. But it's a lot more riskier as well, especially if you're just swing trading small cap stocks. They're garbage companies. NOTV, now this is starting to pop off. Look at this one. From 33, it's up to $46. This is a new IPO too. No, it's not. I'll add this one to the list too. See how it plays out. Sell Bloom. I don't know what that means. A lot of people have been talking about Tesla too. Let's see what's popular real quick with the stock bot. I want to go over, run through all of these stocks that popped off today and see if I can add them to my watch list. So we had Tesla being the #1 most popular stock today. Facebook, BKKT, OCGN, Frog, DWAC. So, yeah, look, the two big stocks that recently had supernova parabolic runs, DWAC and BKKT, everybody's got it on their radar now. So we know people are watching and keeping tabs of that stock. Now, our job, we keep tabs of it as well, monitor it, and wait for it to set up because we know eyes are watching it. Let me fix my mic. See, look at you, Drive with Bishop. Says, I'm up past 3,000 hours since January. I'm up to the point where I can find entries and take profits just by eyeing price action. See, and you're that good with only 3,000 hours under your belt. Imagine where you're going to be at when you hit 6,000 hours, 9,000 hours, 12,000 hours, you know? And that's a lot of hours. You're putting in a lot of hours a day. I'd say on average, see, I don't sit here from open to close. Like, I'll show up and I'll hang out for like the first hour and a half, 2 hours, and then I'll take off. Sometimes I'll come back for the end of the day, but most of the time, I'm just showing up for the first couple hours of the trading day because I'll make money within that first 2 hours and I'm done. I'm good. I'll close up the brokerage, secure the profits, and I'll enjoy the rest of the day. So let's go through here and see what stocks we can add to the list. So back in the day when I was just starting out, yeah, I went hard. I would sit here all day in the stock market, all the way up until I had to go to work at Old Dominion. I had to be there by 3:30 every day, p.m. Eastern time. So I had the opportunity to be in the markets throughout the day and then go to work from 3:30 to about 2, 3 in the morning, come home, sleep for 4 hours, get up, do it again. And I would do all my sleeping over the weekend. So you gotta I sacrificed my sleep to learn this game. Running off of 4 hours, 6 hours of sleep every single day, working 10, 12-hour shifts. After you get time in under your belt and you've just see, because now I don't even study anymore. I don't have to because I know my process. I know my strengths, my weaknesses. The only thing I have to continually monitor is my state of mind and my emotions. After technical analysis, like we've talked about before, that's the easy part. Learning technical analysis is easy. The hardest part is understanding yourself and then revolving strategies that suit your personality. And hours a day. Man, that's a lot of hours, man. It's going to pay off down the road, though. See, you'll know, too, if you have a passion for this. When I was starting out, I would immediately jump on everything. Anything that I thought was educational, whether it be books, YouTube videos, live streams, audiobooks, I was diving into it head first. I couldn't get enough of it. So it was almost like I had a passion and a drive for it. But over time, you'll take a step back. You'll start to free ball. Because at first you don't really know what to do. You don't know to trust yourself. Second guess yourself a lot. So then once you start grasping this and understanding it, then you'll start to back away from all that educational stuff. You'll stop caring about what other people say, because the only thing that matters is what you think. And then that's what makes your money. Sure, I keep tabs of some good traders out there just to see what they're up to, but other than that, it's not like I follow anybody, because I know their process is different than mine. Now look at BKKT. What do we talk about, guys? We just said that. How many times have we seen stocks flatline like this and then get a nice rip? But it's doing it right now after hours. I would have liked to seen this get a little small gap up tomorrow and then right out of that open get a nice rip. So what you should do, take a snip, zoom out first on these charts, zoom out on it, and then zoom in. Look at how easily this thing's set up. While a stock is selling off, let it sell off. Don't try to be a bottom picker. The stock will prove to you when it's ready, right? Then it stops making lower highs and it just starts to level out, going back and forth in a range pretty much. Not perfect, but get the point. And then from that, it just rounds out like that, and that's when you get nice U shapes. So by seeing this time and time and time again, it just becomes second nature to you. I have a fire in me to continue on. I've been pretty successful. I've stopped watching YouTube for pointers. Now I just focus on my own strategy. That's what I'm talking about. Because over time, you'll start to realize majority of people on YouTube have no idea what the hell they're talking about. And you'll see why 90% of people lose consistently in this game. It's really important to have an open mind. Anything can happen. And just be very observant of your emotional state. Alright, I added WBX. That one stalled out at 19. I was $1 off WBX. Tuesday. Good job, Frank. what I'm talking about, man. Yeah, I know. That's what WBX. That's the good thing I like about Discord. You can go back and look at all the pings. So right here today at 2:47 p.m. WBX $20. The tape is just so heavy though. How much more can they beat it down? WBX, it's ready. So at 2:47, I called $20. About right here. About right here is where I called it. That it had the potential to run up to $20. I came up $1 short. It topped out at 19. There was a few good opportunities on this though. It's like I said, it's all about the way you look at the chart, you guys. Everybody's going to see opportunity in all different places. Everybody all has different strategies. So you have people that just trade strategies, they buy breakouts. So they wait and they try to buy these breakouts like that. Breakout. They try to buy those breakouts. You have people that like to trade retracements. So they'll measure moves from like the previous day's closing price. They'll measure to the high and how much it retraces. A popular, it's Fibonacci retracements is what people like to use to measure moves. And then you got people who like to look for patterns. Patterns on a chart, like wedges, like that. Got another long wedge like pattern here. There's all different types of ways you can look at these charts. And we're all going to see opportunities in different places. So from bottoming right here, you had two good opportunities to sell into nice little bounces here. Like that. And then when it comes back down again, it stalled out and failed. But then it bottomed out here as well. From that bottom, this got nice pop from that bottom right there. Came back down, re-enter in. Oh, there's another bounce right there. And then it got really tight again right here. And you got a nice snap to the upside. It's all in the way you look at the charts. All in the way you look at the charts. I can't preach that enough. Paying attention to details. That's what one of my favorite sayings. If you're a very observant person and you got an eye for detail, you'll be really good at this. Paying attention to, like, look at all that volume retrace as the stock was selling off. And then as the volume retraces and it gets really small at the end right here, then it goes stagnant, and then look at that volume spike as the stock rips up right here. From this move right here, that's a good, from 1650 it rips up to $20. That's a $3.50 move in this just one little area right here. That's all you needed and all you really had to do. And it's this simple. I'm telling you guys, it's this fucking simple. Wait for a stock to stop making lower highs and lower lows. Once it stops making lower highs and lower lows, stock goes sideways. And from that sideways, a lot of times you get good bounces. It's easy as that. Easy. It's that simple. But, like we've talked about many times before, people get caught up in all these YouTubers and gurus on YouTube and how they like to trade. What are they using to trade? And they'll get caught up in using all of these different indicators, and they'll clutter up their charts, and they'll just simply overlook the big picture. The easy money plays. Because they'll clutter their charts with all of these different moving averages. They'll throw on Ichimoku clouds. They'll throw on, let's say, pivot points. They'll throw on MACD. What else will they throw on? Bollinger Bands. They'll throw on Kettler. Well, we'll leave it because we got Ichimoku clouds. But now watch. Boom. Look at how cluttered up my chart is now. And now it's overlooking the big picture and the easy money play, right? I can barely see what's going on because I'm focusing now on what's too much. I got too much going on. It's very hard to be very observant and pay attention to the details when I got MACD convergences and divergences going on. Where is it at in the Ichimoku cloud? The Kettler channel, where is it at? Oh man. It's just overcrowded. So delete Bollinger Band, MACD, pivot point, Ichimoku cloud. Keep your charts plain. Just pay attention to price action. Focus on psychological price levels. Like, let's do this real quick. We're going to draw a support line at every $1. Let's do that. So 15 bucks right there. Next one up is $16. 16. 17. 18. 19. And we'll do one more here at 20. So now we're focusing on all of these psychological levels every $1. And now if we look at this chart, the stock pretty much played around at every single one of these whole dollar levels. It flushed through all the way down here and bottomed right there perfectly at $16. And from 16 ran all the way up to $19. That's a $3 move right there. Perfectly. Also finding resistance right at the area here it flushed down from. Then it pulls back down. You're focusing on that $17 level support. Yeah, it's going to have some elastic to it. It's not perfect. That's why when I see people try to call out like support, they're like, support's at $16.83. That's pinpoint support. Like, dude, get out of here, dude. Just focus on 17, the whole level. You're overcomplicating it. Focus more on big picture ideas. Keep it simple. If you were to just focus on that $17, see how the stock is reacting at that whole number. If it's failing to hold above it, that's telling you it can't hold over 17. It's going to fall through it and down to the next level, which is 16. But if it can hold above that 17 and it's holding above it strong, that's good support. And from that, 17 runs all the way up to our psychological $20 right there to the T. Then it comes all the way back down. Now it's sitting right at $18 right there. Nice whole level, $18. Then it crumbles, falls all the way down right here to another whole dollar level, 15. So you see how price is moving up and down through these whole dollar levels? So it's all about the way you look at the charts. And when you're new, you're not thinking like that. You're not. You're not thinking and focusing on whole dollar levels. You don't know what to pay attention to if you're brand new. So you can easily see newer people, they want to focus on, I see support here at 1627. So I'm going to draw my support at 1627. And I see resistance up here at $18.93. I'm going to put it right there. Just overlooking big picture, easy. Just don't overcomplicate it is what I'm trying to get across. And you can easily do that because it's the easy thing to do. Remember that saying, overcomplicating things is the easy thing to do. Yeah, you're right, JBATL, whole dollar and half dollar levels. That's what I like to focus and pay attention to. Let's see, how do you know when a stock is going to go up? There's a few ways you can look at that, either by volume retracements, which we just talked about. Volume likes to move in patterns up and down. You can easily draw a line connecting as volume retraces there. Then you go into a pause. Then you got that volume explosion right here. Volume is king in stock market. Volume, 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 volume. Volume is number one in the stock market. Without volume, you can't trade. Without volume, you can't sell. Without volume, you can't buy. The whole purpose of price action is supply and demand in balance, right? Which revolves around volume. So volume is trump, king, period. Volume, price action is next. But everybody and their mother is taught to look out for patterns, triangles, U-shapes. We see these triangles happen all the time. See, there's a pattern, and our eyes naturally pick up on these patterns. There's a triangle right there. There's all these different patterns. So at the end of the pattern, that's why you see these explosive down moves or explosive up moves up. Because everybody's taught to look out for these patterns and trade these patterns. That's why you can tell. And when you correlate it with volume retracing, looking at big picture, you're looking at multiple time frames. You put it all together. Let me try to find a good example. There's a triangle here on Tesla right there. Breaks out from the triangle, pulls back, starts popping up, and it gets going. Everybody's taught and trained to look out for these types of patterns. They're going to come in all different shapes and sizes. There's another triangle, and people just love these. Our eyes naturally see them when we look at charts. Our brains are natural pattern seekers. Our brain is wired to always pick up on patterns. And after being here in the stock market day in and day out, that's the most important thing, you guys. Showing up every day, even when you don't want to show up, because you want to see the action that's going on. You want to know the environment. And after seeing these stocks run and do their thing, you just get used to it. It's like second nature, or it becomes second nature. So something like DWAC, and we'll look back on that, newer people, they've never seen a stock run like this before. So how do they know how to trade it or how to react to it? That's why they freak out and they go, wow, I can't believe this. This is Disney World. Get about 20 to 50 of these under your belt, and you'll get used to seeing it over and over. We get stocks like this that pop up a handful of times throughout the year. I mean, look at AMC Mania, and they're still talking about that. And there's still bag holders holding on to this thing. Remember back how popular and everybody and their mother was talking about AMC and GameStop? And then now we see the same thing happening with DWAC, but just more on a lighter scale. Same thing with CEI. Everybody was talking about CEI, and then party's over and it crumbles and falls apart. So get a few of these under your belt, study it, and then when they pop up again, you're prepared and you're ready to take advantage of it. Yellow border for volume. Just simply go into your volume study and you just check the volume SMA and you turn it to a 2. That's what I like to use. It just helps with my eyes. That's why I like to use it. That way when I'm looking at the chart by the line, I can quickly glance at it and pick up on a pattern or a trend I see happening. Look at you, Louie. Made 200K on DWAC last week. Not trading this week, just watching the market, analyzing. Take your time when trading. No need to rush. That's an epic score, man. That's $500,000. That sounds like a good vacation in the near future, man. Deserve it. Awesome score. Is news important? When it comes to day trading, it helps. News is what drives volume into a stock. If you took part in the masterclass that I've been putting out, we did a class on news, what to look out for in news. So news is what's going to drive volume into a stock. The more keywords that you have in the news could potentially perk interest. I mean, look at what HLBZ did, and they knew what they were doing. HLBZ, not too long ago, you guys remember HLBZ, they came out with news that they were partnering with Amazon. That's a key word, Amazon. Everybody knows Amazon. Amazon is a juggernaut in the stock market and in the world. So if you have a small, crappy company partnering up with a juggernaut like Amazon, everybody wants to jump in on that. And that's what caused prices to skyrocket on HLBZ. And then after they skyrocketed, it slowly decayed all the way back down to where it came from. And then 2 weeks later, they came out with another press release. They were partnering with NFL Red Zone Network or something. And the same thing happened again. Prices skyrocketed through the roof. And then we started to realize this company is just pumping their stock. That's all they're doing. They're coming out with all of these fluff press releases to get the prices up and going. And that's where it pays you guys to be observant. You're here every day. You're seeing this stuff. You're remembering what happened. So if HLBZ now pops up again in a couple days, I can look back. I have a good memory. Other people in the chat, that's where it pays to be a part of a community. A community. Someone else chimes in and says, hey, I remember HLBZ. That popped up a month ago with the blah, blah, blah. And now we can come back in here in the chat and we can search HLBZ. What all was said on HLBZ. So you could see all of us, we were talking about HLBZ for a while because this stock was recently in play. HLBZ did the same setup twice. That was back in September. HLBZ just did a $6 rip. Hertz comes out with, I think their ticker symbol is HRTD. HR. can't remember the ticker symbol for Hertz. Yeah, I don't remember the ticker symbol. But volume is important for, especially in the morning. You know, they have people that say you gotta have news scanners. No, you don't. You don't need to have news scanners. Because by the time you even hear about it, even if you have news scanners, there's already people that are hearing it before you. And you don't want to be chasing after stocks. You don't. It's a bad habit to have. News scanners are stupid. Sure, there are some people out there that can revolve strategies off of them, but over time, all we're pretty much paying attention to are biggest percentage gainers and waiting for them to reset back up for opportunity. And Hertz went bankrupt not too long ago. Like it's got a nice little squeeze going on. How you can tell, this is the level right here you want to really pay attention to. Because the stock collapsed and fell from that area and it trapped shorts. It trapped shorts on this downfall here. And if you notice, whenever you see stocks quickly stab like that, that's a bullish indicator. That means prices got denied hardcore down here. Stock rips all the way back up to the area it flushed from, does another stab. Prices are getting rejected down lower. Comes up, reclaims the area right here where it fell from, right there. Shorts are now underwater. And from there, it's nice squeezes to the upside. It's still pulling back and building. So that this area here is an important area you want to focus on for it to hold. See how easy I broke that down. That's over time. Over time of just seeing this happen, and you're breaking down these charts. Why did the stock move from here all the way up to here? Then it got all the way down here. Why? Go back and put it all together. Tell the story. All the answers lie within the chart. From the candlesticks, volume, price action, patterns. Oh yeah, let me go through this. WTRH, that was a good move, but it's too low priced. WBX, I added that. HUDI, this thing ran all the way up to 23 bucks. That's a $5 per share move. And from 16 or 1550 to 23, I mean, I love stocks like this. To me, this is where the easy money is. SABS, I've added that. AXLA. That's got to get up over 455. PERI. I'll add this one. Oh yeah, EQOS. Kept forgetting about that one. Somebody in chat called that out Monday. Rome did. EQOS. He called that out yesterday at $4.25. And this thing ripped all the way up to 10. This could still, it's still got potential. Yeah, EQOS, it's got potential. It's still holding up. We'll keep an eye on it tomorrow. I got it on my watch list now. VI. This is starting to heat up. I'll add this one to my list. And then also, I seen U1 was heating up today. Look at U1. So I'll add U1 to the list as well. And that's super important to remember as well. When you notice stocks throughout the day just keep gradually popping up on your scanner, take note, because activity's going on. And it could be some insider buying, or somebody knows something and they're taking an early position, which could lead, you never know. You wake up 2 days later, the stock's the #1 stock gapping up on the scanner. So there's some activity going on with U1. You could see it here ripping up the past few days. So we can add this to our list and keep tabs on it. NOTV. This one, it's gone up a lot. Who knows how far this one could go? RDBX. I added this one. OCGN. That was a good mover. Yesterday, from 9, runs all the way up to $13. But look at how quickly this thing crumbled. This thing gave back 100% of its gains. Look at all those nasty red candles. People are just unloading on this thing. And look what it did here at the end of the day. Wedges out right there. Flatlining, making a tight wedge. So from here, it's a pattern we're all familiar with, but it's a 50-50. It could either continue going down or it could move up. And if it does decide to push up, that's when you look left and you see what levels it could run into. So for me, I like to look at psychological levels. $10. That's going to be a huge psychological level. Above that, you got 10.50. That's going to be another level. Next up, 11. So far this is playing out. I'm going to need to look at this and take it in 50-cent intervals. So every 50 cent is going to act as support and resistance. Bada boom, bada bang. That's how you do it. I'm going to add OCGN to my list. And you guys can see, too, like, I'm not paying attention to the number one stock gapping up or the biggest percentage gainer of the day. Something like IINN. I'm not even paying attention to this. I'm not. Because I know it's overcrowded. It's going to be hard to trade. It's overcrowded. Plain and simple. Sure, it had good moves, but it wasn't easy. Look at all the multiple death candles on this thing. Death candle there, squeezes up. Death candle there, there, there. Got one there right before the close. So it's a real grindy type stock that likes to squeeze. I only pulled. Keyword there. I only pulled 290 on OCGN today. Let's reword that to I kicked OCGN's butt today and I was able to receive almost $300 on that. That's a defeat if you ask me. Only $290. That's nothing to shake a stick at. That's good money, man. Most people have to work a whole week to make that. Never feel ashamed of your profits. Never. I don't care if it's $50. I don't care if it's $75. Profit is profit. It all adds up if you keep doing it. It does. And if you have that mindset, it all adds up and you're consistently pulling in profit like that, that's when you will eventually be like, damn, I already have 50K. I'm up 50K on the year. Wow, that's my whole year's salary for working hard labor. I can see the potential in doing this full time. You'll get that confidence. So never try to also compare yourself to other traders as well. Never compare yourself to other traders. Just because somebody can consistently pull in and make 1,000, 2,000 effortlessly doesn't mean you have to go to their level and try to do what they're doing. Focus on consistently making 50 bucks first. Then test yourself and see if you can consistently make $100, $150. Small little baby steps. That's the number one reason why a lot of newer people fail in this, because they swing for the fences on every trade and they have that get rich quick mindset. They see all these other gurus out here flexing, making 5,000 in a trade, 3,000 in a trade, and they feel like they have to be on their level, and they're not realizing Like, yo, that guru's been doing this for 10 years, or 6 years, 4 years. We're all at different levels in our career. All of us. And also remember, it's not your profit until you lock it in. There's a reason why they have realized and unrealized on your most brokers as the column. Realized profits and unrealized profits. So it's not your profit until you lock it in. That's your realized profit. $560 plus $290. That's a good day. Stay humble, appreciate the gains, and then protect those gains. Throughout your career and every single day, try to always constantly remind yourself all it takes is for one stupid click of the button to instantly regret a trade. I've memorized all of my failures and the hurt that I went through. I documented and written down my mistakes, what I felt. So all of these phrases that I preach and tell you guys, I went through it. I know the headache and heartache. That's how you learn from it to never do it again. MQ, we can add this one. This one's a new IPO. Break over 3250, which it did. Right there. It's at all-time new highs. MQ. And look at, once again, another pattern. A wedge right there. Stock crumbled, fell apart. Then it came all the way back up, and then it found resistance right at the area it broke down from that wedge. Pulls back, gears up, boom, bust up over it, pulls back, holding as support. And then from there, it's a party. All in the way you look at the charts, guys. You can also, I want to zoom in on this. Just by sitting here and just looking at it, putting it together, comparing. Try to pick up what you can see with your eye. See, as the stock exploded up right here, it pushed up with all that volume. Then as the stock crumbled and fell apart here, look at that, all that selling going on there. And every single time this stock was drilling down and pushing to a new low, look at all the selling candles. How much selling pressure. So shorts are attacking this. Remember, shorts make money when prices go lower. So shorts, they do the opposite. Especially newbie shorts. New people out here. new shorts, they're buying or selling at support and anticipating for that support to break, for prices to go lower, and they can profit. That's what they're doing. So we had this big sell-off right here. We could zoom in on that. That chat is in the way. So we had the stock selling off, extreme volume. Selling off, selling off. Every time it pushes to a new low or tests its new low, it's doing it with extreme volume here. See that, right? And then as the stock pushed down and went to extreme lows right here, look at the volume compared to these volume spikes. That's weakness there. And then from that, it quickly ripped back up and it didn't stay down there for very long. So shorts, they exhausted this move down. They exhausted it. And it's also a good retracement too, from 32 down to 29. That's a $3 pullback to the downside. And you could slap a trend line on this, connecting all of the lower highs. There's a few ways you can draw your trend lines. It's technical analysis. Have fun with it. But we've drawn out our trend lines, and you see now how the stock, it comes up to our trend lines and it can't break up over it. Well, finally it breaks up over it right here. And from that, it just climbs all the way up. You can even slap a trend line connecting all of the higher lows, all of the higher highs. I used to do this all the time. I would just sit here by myself and just look at these charts and just stare at it and just try to pick up on anything that caught my attention. And I would really look, what's the story? Why did price action, why did it move from here all the way up to here? Paying attention to the candles, candlesticks, volume, price action, price levels. Practice makes perfect. How am I zooming in with Street Smart? You just right click and you go all the way down to zoom, and then you just highlight the area you want to zoom in on. Or you can use the wheel on your mouse to zoom out or zoom in. Then you got a bar down here you can drag. I prefer Street Smart Edge though. I just like how simple Street Smart Edge is. The candlesticks are real crisp and clean. That's what I like in a charting platform. When I have Thinkorswim up, it's just a blob, you know, and I can't really zoom out and get a good idea of what's going on because it's just a blob on the screen. Okay, let me show you real quick. So with Thinkorswim, now if I go to 30-minute, let's look at a stock that DWAC. See, I just don't like how with the candlesticks, I can't really see the upper wicks. The upper wicks and lower wicks on a candle tell you a lot of information. And with Thinkorswim, I can't really see that. It's almost like a line chart, it looks like. Even if I go back 10 days, 1 minute, it won't let me fully expand out on that 1 minute. It's only going to show me a day and a half of price action on a 1 minute versus Street Smart Edge. See, I can zoom out and I can see 1, 2, 3, 4, the last 5 trading days. And I could just easily zoom in and just look at how clean those candles are. And I can see the upper wicks, the lower wicks. When I do that with Thinkorswim, sure, Thinkorswim, it's got its pros, but I just don't like the charts. You know, I like the features, like I can have my buy and sell volume here to get an imbalance. I like some of the custom indicators that they have. The day range. You can have fun with Thinkorswim, and I would highly recommend anybody out there to have Thinkorswim because there's a lot of cool stuff you can do with this platform, and it's free. So Thinkorswim has its pros and it has its cons, and then the same thing applies with Street Smart Edge. It's got its pros and it's got its cons. That's with any broker out there. It's just all about going to whatever broker suits you and your needs. And also, what I've noticed with Thinkorswim and TD Ameritrade, when I have this thing up, my computer runs super hard. Like, just by me having it up like this, my fan on my desktop keeps kicking on and going hardcore. I think it's because the platform, it just has so much stuff packed into it. Like, look at how many indicators there are. There's just over 300, 400 different indicators. So it's like information overload. So much is going on. ARQQ. No, I didn't talk about it, but ARQQ, yeah, that had a really good rip on it. Let's pull it up on Street Smart Edge. So we all know, and we've been here for the longest, ARQQ It's a ripper. It's got a history of ripping in the past. And we've said traders remember stocks that spike. They do. And if they see a stock pop up again, they instantly think back and say, oh, yeah, that name sounds familiar. That stock had a big day 6 months ago. And especially if they look up at that daily chart and they see big green candles or big upper wicks, that's an indicator that the stock likes to run. And if you're new, you're not thinking of stuff like that. You're not. You're looking at a daily chart and you're like trying to look at levels of potential resistance it can run up to where the moving averages are. You're not paying attention looking at a daily chart, see if there's a lot of green candles versus red candles. Little details, guys, will tell you a lot. A lot. So ARQQ from 13, nice rip all the way up to 26 from the middle of October. So in a couple weeks, nice big rip on this. And the trend that we've been seeing with a lot of stocks, they've just been simply holding trend and trending up gradually. This has been the trend for like the last 2 months. So I think it's getting to the point where everybody knows the pattern that's been happening over and over. So I'd be on your toes for the market makers to change it here soon. Let's see here. So yesterday, it had a good rip from 1850, rips all the way up to 21. It's a nice $2.50 rip to the upside. That's why we love low float stocks, you guys. Because these stocks, they can move just so fast. And literally, from the last half hour of the day, this stock rips up $2.50. And then, here today, 2 nice big explosions on it. From 19 running up to 23.50. That's a $4.50 run. From $21 rips all the way up to $25.50. That's a $4.50 rip. Some people look at this, they're like, this is way too risky. I'm not going to trade something like this. And then you got other people that see opportunity. I'm the person, I see opportunity in stocks like this. Because I know other people or other like-minded people like me are seeing the same thing. Remember, the whole world is in the stock market. The whole world. So whenever you see something, there's somebody else out there seeing the same exact thing you are. And you get on the same page with each other. This is a good opportunity here. There's all different types of different ways to make money in the stock market. There's so many different trading vehicles. I'm actually going to throw this up because it's looking like it's not done. It's still holding. So ARQQ going on the list. I'm actually going to close this out, and then I'm gonna post to you guys in here the watch list that I have. So there's the stocks I have added to my list for the current week. Then we got the weekly watch list. Weekly watch list. So there's that, and then one more thing I'm gonna mention to you guys before take off. What's that thing called? Yeah, I found it. All right, so outside of day trading, I've been really on my Xbox a lot playing these games. So, if any of you guys out there play Sea of Thieves, always looking for somebody to pirate the seas with, destroy other crews and loot their treasure. And then also, this new one, Back for Blood. It's a zombies game. I've been getting a lot into this one. It's a lot of fun. So, any of you guys interested hanging out, getting down in these games, hit me up in the Discord. We'll link up. Have a good time. Like I said, outside of day trading, I've been really getting back into video games a lot lately because it's just a good uh what's the word I'm looking here? It's not really much to do, you know? I trade, I don't work a job anymore, so got to occupy my time. So if you guys are interested, hit me up in the Discord. We'll link up. I'm always on. And it's Tuesday. This is the last full week of October. We got Halloween this upcoming Sunday. Let's focus on ending this month out and this week out on a good note. A lot of good opportunity today, but it was a bloodbath this morning. You got to patiently wait for your setups and keep your eye always on the big picture. Just like what I was trying to tell you guys in the Discord, which ate with HUDI. This is a big picture move, and we've seen this stuff time and time and time again. It's been holding trend for the longest time. It still has not gone euphoric to the upside yet. Learn from the past. Look at HX. See how it was trending up and then it got that huge euphoric explosion? Learn from the past to take advantage of these stocks for in the future. That's what we do. It's that simple. So if you have more than 3 indicators on your chart, delete them. You're overcomplicating it. Keep it simple. Simple, 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 simple. I can't preach it enough. This game, it's not hard. It's not. You just battle with yourself, and you're going to lose every time. All right, you guys, I'm out of here. I'm about to enjoy the rest of the evening. I'll see you guys in the chat in the morning. As I always say, have that patience, have that discipline.